All right, guys, what's going on? It's T Stacks, and we're back with OMG TV's next episode of Let's Talk About Kinston. There's a lot of dope things going on in this city, and we want to make sure that we keep you guys up to par on everything we have going on. Today, we're doing an episode at Additive America. And listen, I got the questions already and everything. Like it's gonna be official. We ready this time. The last one was kind of a whim. We got it done and we got out there. This time though, we're gonna make sure that we get you a detailed interview about some 3D printing. I mean, did y'all know it was 3D printing in Kinston? Did you know? I didn't know. I didn't know at all. So let's get to it. And if you don't step in gum at least once a week, are you in this city? Hello, hello, hello. Good, how are you? That's good. Hey, Zac. Good, hope you are. All right, guys, and we are here at Additive America with our next episode of Let's Talk About Kinston, and I have with me today Mr. Zac Holcomb of Additive America. How are you feeling?
Pretty awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. Like I was telling them on the way over, you guys have been nothing but supportive with the OMG movement and how we have everything going, so it was only right that we came over and did the next episode with you guys, right? So, 3D printing. What does that even mean?
So technically, I guess it would mean like building parts with whatever material layer by layer at a time. So it's additive manufacturing is the technical term for it, and the old school way of making stuff is subtractive manufacturing. So you'd start with a block of material and then you would cobble at it or whittle it away down to something, so you're taking away. This is additive, we're building it layer by layer. Less waste.
Less waste. We're gonna come back to that. I promise you, I have something that's gonna tie all of that back in. So don't forget, less waste. Now, please tell us how the founding story of the business. How did we all get started here? Why this corner in Kinston?
For sure. So we had originally, I got into 3D printing about 2012 time, working for my in-laws, my wife's parents up in Ohio. So they had a really big business up there. And we did that for several years. I think we worked there about 7 years or so. And then we got into some new technology that had come out in 2017. And then I kind of had some influencer stuff going on early on in LinkedIn time when LinkedIn brought video out. So 2017 is when they started doing video. They gave me early access to it, over-indexed, and it just took off. And then we kind of leveraged that, With
Kinston having such a rich history, how do you feel like implementing 3D printing is going to help with that history and continue to help it grow?
Sure. Well, it's manufacturing, right? So this area is no stranger to manufacturing. It was just manufacturing maybe agricultural goods or fabrics and things like that, textiles. So it's still manufacturing. It's just a new way of doing manufacturing. And the reason that we like it here, especially over other areas of the country, is the cost of living in Kinston is freaking awesome.
Yes,
so
it is.
if your business only needs the internet and the UPS driver to operate, why live in an expensive place to live? So that's kind of why we kind of like it here, and that's why we've really kind of been hanging out. Like now that we don't have partners here, it's not like we really have to be here. You know, we could go anywhere, but it's like it's kind of a really nice vibe. It's really kind of chill, and we kind of, to be honest, like not having to drive our cars anywhere. So we're kind of
That's got to be awesome. That has got to be awesome. With 3D printing always changing, there's always a new form of technology. How does Additive America stay up to date with everything?
Just constantly being on the internet and looking at stuff, really. It's just like the same way that, so like we don't have any formal education in this at all. So like my wife has some graphic design stuff in college, but like her, myself, and my brother who kind of run everything, and we don't have any college degrees between the three of us. So we're kind of just doing the way that we picked it all up to begin with, which is just YouTubing and looking on stuff. And LinkedIn's a really valuable thing for our industry because you got a lot of people that are sharing stuff on there. It's kind of like at the industrial level. You go like looking 3D printing on Google, you're probably going to see a lot of like toys and little things like that, where that more industrial stuff is on LinkedIn. So that's how we really keep up with it. I like to hit, there's 2 trade shows a year that I like to hit. I didn't get them this year, but usually I hit up with those trade shows. And then kind of at this point, we kind of just know so much about the industry, and people know about us so much that usually if there's a new product coming out, we're on the short list, and they're calling us because they want us to buy one. So we're not that rich, we're not buying those machines, but they want to call us and talk to us about them anyway.
Speaking on those technologies, the new innovation and everything, we are now right here by one of your printers. Can you give us any insights on what this machine does, how it operates, and how cool it is besides how it looks? Because it looks really freaking cool, Jay. Look at, get it. It looks cool. It looks so cool.
Yeah, they did a really good job on setting these machines up. So this is a Kickstarter program that came out in 2022, and they just popped kind of like in the Q2 of 22. So to be honest, this is a type of printing that we've never really been involved with. This is like the ground level of types of 3D printing. There's all these different types, right? Like there's cars, and then there's all the different types of cars. So that's kind of what you got here. We've really gotten into these here recently because this company, Bamboo Lab, has done such a good job of creating a product that's so simple and easy to use. They've taken out a lot of the variables and the things that bog down the common user on it.
Yeah,
which we're kind of power users of equipment anyway, but I never really jumped into this because anyone could just go buy one of these printers. So I was like, how can I make parts on something if a person, I get a good client,
and they're
just going to go buy their own. So I never got into it. But recently, some guys that we run more advanced equipment, they got one, and they were telling me how sweet it was. So they finally talked me into getting one, and then now we have 4 of them. I got a 5th one on the way. But we use these for like educational purposes too. So like we can create products that we have up front that bring kids in. So now we're able to educate kids kind of like on the process. When you show a kid a toy, you have their attention right now. Now you're showing how it's made, and it's actually made right here in the lobby where they're picking it out. So it kind of creates, it's not quite Build-A-Bear yet. It's slow, but it's still kind of cool where you can come in and be like, oh my gosh, you got ponies running, and I'm going to grab one over here, and it's cool. So you get to, that's why we've largely gotten into it. It's a great way for us to kind of educate the local community on what this industry is, because a lot of people just really don't know what it is. They've heard about it, or their kids heard about it, so we like to bring them in and be like, hey, here's as much as you can drink from the water hose in 40 minutes. And so that's
It's honestly bringing me to my next question, which is, how do you feel like Additive America, helps the community, whether it be with jobs, new opportunities, or like you said, just learning 3D printing? Do you feel as though you guys have the good foot up when it comes to helping the community?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, community is definitely at the base of like all of our things on the personal level too. So yeah, kind of like flowing this educational style into the youth in the area has kind of been something that we kind of really just got into in the last like 6 or 8 months. We were kind of doing it up in Ohio when we were up there working with schools and stuff. Up there, it's a lot more going on. So like a lot of the schools already had programs in the schools, and we were just kind of like an accentuary piece. We were just helping, we were consulting a little and giving them ideas. Here it's a little bit different, so we're able to kind of like implement programs, and so that's what we're starting to do a little now. Is we've got the 3D printing camps that we ran over the summer. We're going to start doing STEM Saturdays, which are going to be like science, technology activities on Saturdays for like an hour or two. Bring your kids, hang out with them, or drop them off, whatever you want to do. And then we're also working into doing these programs in school systems as well. So like if you're out there, if you're in the local public schools, maybe let them know we're coming. But like eventually the goal for us is to be able to take these machines, put them in schools, and educate the teachers and the advanced students about them, and then let it all trickle down from there. So
how do you see Additive America expanding anytime in the future?
So pretty much what's cool is if you look around, we've got a lot of space, and we've been able to cram 4 printers right in this little teeny tiny space that was just like a podcast setup. So for us, I think we've got a lot of floor plan to move into and to kind of expand into, and that's kind of what we like. So we got into the building, we're here, we have the lot out back if we ever need to expand and maybe build another building. So maybe the 5-10 year would be, we have space back there to build on and, potentially do multiple levels and stuff like that. So we don't know, we'll kind of see. We're really into the residential downtown scene too, so that's kind of where we're torn with that project. Obviously that project takes a lot of money to build a whole building from scratch.
What are the limitations? Because it seems as though you could do so much with 3D printing. What can't you do with 3D printing?
Well, you can't. The biggest thing you can't do with 3D printing is produce products that are FDA approved for like not medical, but for like the food industry. So currently, right now, there may be 1 or 2 random cases, but in large part, when someone is like, "Is that food safe? Is that a 3D printed food safe?" The technical answer has to really be no. The common layman's answer is like, it's probably fine. You're probably going to be okay. And most of the things you're getting from China that you're putting in your fridge probably aren't passing the test either. However, on a very technical aspect, each of those things has to be like, the process has to be fine-tuned. And so usually the cost of fine-tuning that process and driving it in has been economically kind of a blocker. So I would say that's the one thing you can't do right now. But it's really, it could be done, but it's the barrier of entry is so great that we're not there yet.
I don't know how we feel about 3D printed food. I don't, Jay, you? I don't know. So once again, Additive America, 3D printing. We are here with Zac Holcomb. And listen, if you guys have not come downtown Kinston, it's right across from Sugar Hill Pizzeria and Mother Earth. Where? Right on the corner. You see the TVs sitting right outside the window every time you ride past it. Just a couple doors down from Lubbock's Cafe. Come on down here, get you something printed, and if nothing else, just come say hi to another local business owner here trying to make a difference in Kinston. So this is Let's Talk About It Kinston with T Stacks, Jay as my cameraman, and we got Zac Holcomb. I really appreciate you, dude.
Thank you, appreciate it. Awesome.
All right, and until next time, guys, what do you guys think? Should we do more 3D printing here in the city? Should maybe the shelves or even your door handles come from additive? Leave it in the comments. Tell us what you think.